Hello everybody, I recently put out a short video asking people to give me their questions for a later Q&A. Well, this is that later Q&A, and I now have 10 questions here from a variety of you, most of which about how YouTube works, a couple of car related ones in there as well, and I thought I would just go through them and just use this as an opportunity to talk with you, because I don't do these videos as often as I would like to. I used to do a lot of them back in the day, and things have been so crazy busy this year that I just haven't had the time. So, with as little further ado as we possibly can get away with, let's get on with it. So, from Delta Dubai 03, how do you prepare for your videos? What kind of research do you take on board? Do you discuss with the owner? Excellent question. I've got in trouble over this quite a few times. I try and do as little research as I possibly can on cars. And it's not laziness, it's deliberate. I want to know the tech specs and anything particularly innovative about the car. If there's a press release that I can find from the time, I'll read it. But I do not seek out reviews of the car. I actively try and avoid reviews of the cars. And what I talk about from the owner, I want to know just the simple, the factual stuff. You know, how much did it cost? How good is it on fuel? How reliable has it been? That kind of stuff. That does mean that I make mistakes occasionally. I make mistakes because when you have a car that's in production for 10 years, and the model year that I drive may have different specs to the model year that I wound up getting in my research. Sometimes the owners do give me wrong information, and I've then passed that on in the video and then been told that I've got stuff wrong, and that kind of happens. The simple reason that I don't read other reviews is I do not want other people's views of a car to cloud my own. If for no other reason, and when you're talking about a car that's 15, 20 years old, the way a car was viewed back then might be very different to how you view it now. Simple as that. John Matthews asks, are you actually making a living with only 51.4k subscribers, which is what I had at the time of the bit going out? Do you still have a day job? I don't really have a day job. I actually started YouTube full-time. I decided I wanted to do YouTube as a career, and when I bought my Lotus, I committed to being full-time. I still have the odd little film job here and there. It's a few days a year type thing, just to tide me over. And I also lecture at a university over winter as well, teaching cinematography. You can make a living from 50 odd K subscribers. In a minute, we'll talk about how subscribers affect your income and all that sort of stuff. But yes, this year I have made the transition to actually making money off YouTube. When I started out, I had a big pot of money that basically kind of kept me alive. And now I can just about survive. I'm very lucky. I get a lot of help. I don't get money from family, as it were, but I do have things like a very, very cheap house that I live in. So that does help, and that does make it a lot more possible than it would be for many others. I know a lot of other guys that are the same sort of size as me do run a full-time job alongside, and I salute them. It's crazy how they manage it. But I always wanted it to be my career, and I always had this idea that why should it give me full-time money if I'm not putting full-time hours into it? As simple as that. And I was prepared to do the work, and this year it's actually started to pay off. James Latimer says, why do 60 grand German cars not have a 7-year warranty when you can get one on a Kia at half the price or a quarter of the price? Excellent question. Excellent question, James. I don't know. I suppose the manufacturers of those cars will tell you that if you look at the mileage that you can do on those warranties, they give you the same amount of mileage as you would get with the other manufacturers like Kia. But I think Kia started doing it as a way of setting themselves apart from their competition, and it worked for them. That, I think, is where it came from. I think if you look about 20, 25 years ago, you will actually find manufacturers that gave you stuff like a 6-month or 1-year warranty. So all of them have come on leaps and bounds. And the fact that Ferrari now give you like a 4-year warranty, that's incredible. John Clucas, a very long-time viewer, is John. He says, how does the income from YouTube work? Is it related to the number of subscribers? And do we have any control over how many ads you guys view? Yes, is the short answer. The longer answer, I don't get money just by having subscribers. I don't get a payment from YouTube because, congratulations, you've got 50k this month. But what it does affect is, I believe, as you get more subscribers, I think your ad revenue gets higher. Whenever you watch a YouTube video, if you see an ad played, let's just say for the sake of argument, YouTube get charged, or Google charge 1 penny for that ad. It's not actually that much, but let's say it's a penny. I then get a cut of that, so I get, say, 50%, so I get half a penny for every ad that you've watched, and that's kind of how the AdSense revenue comes from it. Most bigger YouTubers actually earn more money from sponsorship deals than they do from the pure ad revenue on YouTube. Having more subscribers makes you more appealing to those sponsors. And that's where having the subs counts. When I go to a manufacturer, I say, hey, Maserati, I want a car from you. And they'll come back and say, okay, how many subscribers have you got? And then the conversation starts from there. You know, how many views do you get? All that sort of stuff. So that does make a big difference. And yes, we do control whether you get ads. I only put ads at the start of the video, and if it's over 10 minutes, at the very end as well. I don't like ads in the middle. And yes, you can control whether you get ads in the middle, and you can control how many there are as well. So if your favorite YouTuber stuck 10 ads in the middle of the video, they did that, or they ticked the automatic box and had that done. Arjun Patel says, what car is underrated and not given enough attention? The Kia Stinger. Love that car. Absolutely love that car. Brilliant thing. Done thousands of miles in it. Great value. So many features. Wonderful, but criminally overlooked, I think. Bulgarian Boy 92. How do you manage a work-life balance, and what do I do in my spare time? Well, this week I've been trying to take time off, and today's my day off. And I filmed 2 videos. I'm going to edit about 3, and I have been relaxing by playing Forza Horizon 4. So I've taken time off from all of this driving by pretending to drive. Work-life balance is very, very difficult. I do things quite differently to a lot of other YouTubers. The videos that you see on the channel may have been filmed weeks in advance. In fact, some of the content you've seen this month was filmed about 2 or 3 months in advance, and I deliberately stagger the videos so that if something happens, if I'm ill, if the weather, you know, means a couple of videos can't be filmed, or just stuff goes wrong, you never notice. So it's always sort of a smooth transition, because I think keeping regular content is quite important and helps, you know, being successful. That's the hope anyway. I mean, it has worked. This year I'm doing 3 videos a week, and I have noticed a big increase in income versus last year and more subscribers. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It keeps getting better and better and better and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's all wonderful and lovely. And Andrew Boma says, do you ever get people being Wallies when you're trying to get a video shot? Very rarely. Very, very rarely. I film most of my videos out in the countryside. When I was still working in film and TV, we did have that quite a bit, but it was usually in weird bits of London. So generally people are pretty decent. I try and be quite respectful. Whenever I film drive-by shots, try and film it away from houses, try not to do it too many times, try not to make too much noise, and respect the speed limits where possible. So I think it's all a very much live and let live policy type thing. Now, there's another guy, is T-Man Epic or T-Man Epich, don't know how it's pronounced, sorry buddy. At the very beginning, how did you come by cast a review other than your own? Well, this was something I thought about when I was starting out, because I'm not going to start a channel and just suddenly have people just throw their cars at me left, right and centre. It actually happened a lot earlier in the process than I thought. By the end of the first year, I was already getting cars from just total strangers to review. It was friends and family. Friends, family, I was making a lot of content on my own vehicles as well, and I then got very, very lucky. Because I was doing a lot of Lotus stuff in the early days, the Lotus dealer network was very, very supportive. Bell & Colville, Stratton Motor Company, and Lotus Silverstone in particular were really, really cool, really, really supportive, and they were giving me cars because nobody else was really making much Lotus content, or not on the same amount of Lotus content that I was. So they were really, really instrumental in helping me sort of get traction and get going. I got an MX-5 from a local Mazda dealer because a friend of a friend worked there, so and stuff like that kind of happened. So that was kind of good. Driveway Development says, what was the biggest lesson learned to help improve quality and channel growth? In terms of channel growth, very, very difficult because it's so hard to predict what happens. But in terms of improving quality, a sound. By about video 3 or 4, I already realised that I needed one of these. I needed to get a proper microphone because most people are going to be watching this video on a phone. I know a lot of YouTubers that have edited at home, you know, with headphones on and stuff, and they know what they've said, so they can hear quite clearly, whereas someone that's watching the video, they don't know what you've said, and they need to be able to hear it nicely and clearly. So having decent sound, in my opinion, is far more important than decent picture. I didn't upgrade to all 4K stuff until like, you know, over a year in, but the sound stuff, yeah, that was important. And Shawnee8787 says, where do I hope the channel will be in 5 years' time? Shawnee, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 5 weeks' time. It's so hard when you start out and, you know, you've got like the first like 50 subscribers, first 100 subscribers, and you look at a channel that's got like 10K and you think, oh my word, how do I get there? How does that happen? I often liken success in YouTube to the Shawshank Redemption, and that's how it's been for me anyway. I know a lot of other people have like this overnight success. It hasn't been that way for me. it just takes a lot of time and just constant chipping away, and I'm always looking at my analytics, and as long as they're going in the right direction, they might not be going in the right direction as fast as I would like, but as long as they're doing that, that is good for me. I would love to be just doing what I'm doing, to be honest, but with a little bit more financial security and a few more cars of my own, a few more interesting things, and I just want to try and enjoy. I want to have some more time abroad. I want to spend more time in America. I would love if one day I can have like a base in America. That would be so cool. Just have something out there in Carolina or somewhere like that, and just enjoy the stuff out there. Yeah, because the nice thing is the way I work, I would love to be able to shoot a load of stuff here and then go somewhere else and chill out for a month and edit and do stuff. And that would be a nice way to live, I think. Yeah. So there we go. Short little video answering some of your questions of late. Thank you for watching. Thank you for asking the questions. If you had a question for me that I didn't answer, stick it down below and I'll see if I can get it in the next video. But for now, bye-bye.